Well, that was disappointing. United have lost 2-1 against Fulham at Old Trafford, and it was more than a deserved win for the visitors, who were much better than United all game. We're going to be going through player ratings, but just before, there's a lot of things to talk about in this game. I mean, these comments from Ten Hag, you have to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture looks very good. We showed big personality and character. I don't know what game you lot watched, but I think that was up there with the worst performance of the season. There was absolutely nothing for 90 minutes of the game. We score, looks a little bit more promising. Maybe you can snatch something, and then you just get cut through defensively like we have so many times before. They were going through us, and you can't even really blame. I thought Casemiro was poor, but can you blame him? Like feels like even Kobe Mainu now, he looked tired, but also you can't cover the distances that these players are being asked to cover. I didn't really like this from Bruno Fernandes as well. Just another kind of moaning when we didn't deserve anything from that game. And it's not looking entirely good for United. It's weird that these small kind of setbacks, like Rasmus Højlund getting injured, can just absolutely ruin some half decent form. I wouldn't even think we were playing amazingly in recent weeks, but there was some improvements, and it just went back down to literally 0 today. On that, we'll go through the player ratings quickly. So first of all, of course, Andre Onana. I thought he was alright. I thought he made some pretty good saves in the first half. I don't think he could have really done much about the goal. I think around a 7 out of 10 for Onana is fair, because he wasn't really a problem. Diego Dallo was a very annoying player today, because I thought he was decent in the first half. When we weren't playing that well, he was one of the few players who was playing okay. Second half, he just fell off a cliff. He couldn't pass the ball. I think that's got to be like a 4 out of 10 for Dallo, just for that. The very poor second half which he had, it wasn't good whatsoever. Raphael Varane, I thought he was he didn't really do much wrong, but he didn't do much right either. I think he was bang kind of in the middle, probably a 5.5 out of 10. I don't think he was bad, but he kind of just an average performance in a difficult game. Maguire was difficult today, because obviously he scored the goal, had a couple good moments, but he just keeps on with Maguire. If he's not making that contact when he steps out of the defence and he's left vulnerable, he can be really exposed, and that happened countless times today, where he was stepping out, trying to get the tackle and just not making it, and they took advantage of the space. It's kind of how they scored their winner, although there was just absolutely monstrous space for everyone to cover. Maybe probably a 5, even though he did score the goal. I think he was worse than the Varane today. Not amazing, but Victor Lindelof, I've seen people saying he was poor. I thought he was okay, to be honest. I don't think he got exposed as much as I thought he would have, playing on the left-hand side. I thought, I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. But I thought Lindelof wasn't awful today. that's how we're rating players now. But I'd say probably a 5.5 like Varane. Kind of makes sense. I did write a player ratings on the website straight after full time, but this is with a bit more kind of thought behind it, and thinking about having a bit of time to reflect on the game. We'll go across to the midfield, and like I said, Casemiro, I don't think he played well. He obviously came off it early, injured. God knows, he'll probably be out for a few months with United's luck. But I don't think he was good. I don't think the midfield is being helped with the whole kind of approach of how transition heavy we are. They just look legless out there. But still, Casemiro, some of the decisions he makes, like it's in possession, And to be honest, out of possession now, I think maybe it is the system just getting the absolute worst out of him, but some of the decisions just seem mind-boggling. Probably a 4. Yeah, 4 out of 10 for Casemiro. It wasn't good, and obviously came off early. Kobe Mainu, I think I gave him a 5.5. I think that might be fair. Maybe a 5 out of 10. I don't think he was good, which isn't his fault. He's playing a lot of football first season. He's bound to have a few games like this, and it doesn't help that he's in the midfield, which just gets run over. And then the fact that he can't really do the stuff that he wants to do in possession because everyone else is giving it away doesn't help him. But yeah, it's not many players played well. Going forward, and Bruno Fernandes, probably the worst player on the pitch today. It's weird with Bruno. These are the games which some people say Bruno is meant to he's going to help United in these games because they're so transition heavy, and Bruno's such a transition footballer. These are his worst games. He always plays bad in these games because he over tries doing those things. Whereas in a more settled possession game, he can try the creative stuff when the moments prop up. Whereas in these games, the moments are always there, so he always tries it, and it just keeps failing. It's like a snowball effect. Yeah, he was very poor. Very, very poor. He tried. He ran a lot. You can never say that about him, I guess. But yeah, he wasn't good today. Probably a 3 out of 10 for him. A really poor game, and it's annoying that in a game where you are at you're playing very poorly, one of the worst performances of the season. It is frustrating that Bruno is probably your worst player, because these are the games where you need a captain to kind of offer a solid enough performance. But yeah, it's difficult. The front three. Amari Forson, I thought he was okay. Obviously, as expected, probably he didn't actually get much action or get involved too much. He was just keeping things simple when the ball came to him, which is, to be fair, good and bad. I was kind of hoping that when he got the ball out wide at points that he'd actually just go and attack the man, but he kind of kept things simple, played balls inside. It was okay. Okay performance, probably like a 5.5 out of 10. He didn't really do anything wrong. He was just a little bit timid, which is to be expected, to be honest. So yeah, I think he wasn't too bad. Marcus Rashford, kind of anonymous. It feels like most times, even in Højlund's scoring run, it's hard for him to get involved in games all the time. And when a player plays centre forward, it just feels like they're not going to be involved, and especially in games like this where United were just so poor in possession. So yeah, I don't think Rashford was good. I don't think he was particularly awful. I've seen a lot of people kind of going at him a lot tonight, and I don't think he was the problem tonight. It's just frustrating. Maybe I've seen body language stuff. That's always thrown at Rashford, I guess, but. Yeah, I don't think he was that bad. Saying that, probably a 4.5 out of 10, just because of how anonymous he was as well. The few touches he had weren't amazing. So yeah, I'd say 4.5. And Alejandro Garnacho, probably our most dangerous forward, easily. But the problem was that he was on the left, and I think that he's just been... This is what I don't get about what Ten Hag done tonight, because I kind of understood the Forson start in ahead of Ahmad, because the idea could have either been that Forson plays as that false nine that we've seen him play a couple of times, all up front, or that him and Rashford kind of rotate left wing and striker. But instead, it was him and Rashford rotating right wing and striker, and Garnacho stayed on the left. It was I don't know why you'd affect this Garnacho-Rashford wing pairing when you could have left Garnacho on the right, and he's been playing well there. But he was still quite good. I just don't think he was as good as he probably has been in recent weeks, because he changed back to the left-hand side. and those. I just think he's so dangerous coming inside from the right. So yeah, Garnacho probably a 6 or 6.5. I can't really think of many like clear cut. Did he miss any clear cut chances? Can't think of one. I remember Harry Maguire could have set him up perfectly for a first time shot after the corner, but he played the pass too hard and it got headed off the line. I'd probably say a 6.5 for Garnacho. I think he was okay. I think he just wasn't amazing. Onto the subs, and I think, who was it? Scott McTominay and Eriksen came on. Eriksen was poor. In these games where it is a bit of a confusing sub, and I guess you don't really have anyone else unless you want to throw on Toby Collier, who has not. It would have been his debut, so you can understand it. But in these games where United are already getting played through in the middle, bringing Eriksen on won't solve that, and it kind of makes it worse. And yeah, I'd probably give him a 4.5 out of 10. Like, he done a few nice passes, to be fair, but nothing special. McTominay, probably a 5, just because he didn't really do well. He's not doing what you expect him to do, which is score a last minute winner, but he didn't really do much wrong. He kind of just wasn't able to get that header or whatever for the 3 points before they scored. So yeah, I think that's fair. Ahmad, a couple small bright sparks where I think he set the ball across to Rashford late on. Done a good defensive contribution and kind of like made a smart pass. It was a hard game for him to come into. On the right, difficult. Probably a 5 as well as McTominay. I don't think he done much wrong, but not too much right either. Just kind of hard game to get into in those last minutes. So I'll probably say that a 5 is probably fair enough for Ahmad. Anthony, well, he got a couple seconds off the bench, which is interesting that Ten Hag preferred Forson and Ahmad over him. I'm sure a lot of people will hope that Ahmad can get some minutes next week in the FA Cup, I believe it is, and then we've got City. So yeah, we should look forward to that one. That's all from me. Let me know what you thought of the ratings. A little bit of a depressing day for Manchester United, a depressing match, depressing result, and now 8 points off Champions League football. It does not look too promising for Ten Hag's men. We'll be looking ahead to the future games, giving you some more content on there. So if you enjoyed the vid and if you're enjoying the kind of videos that we're pushing out at the moment, feel free to subscribe below. Like the video if you enjoyed, which I'm sure you did not because of the result. But yeah, that's all from me. See you in the next one.